Alright, so pretty quick video today on solving equations involving absolute value. So we'll go over this and hopefully that'll give you time to do some more of the practice or review for the quiz, which will be next class. So let's take a look. Solving equations involving absolute value. Alright, we've worked with different kinds of equations. So now absolute value is just another piece, okay? You guys have worked with absolute value before. Expressions with absolute values define an upper and lower range in which a value must lie. Okay, expressions involving absolute value can be evaluated using the given value for the variable. Now you guys know that absolute value makes everything positive. The reason it does this is because that's the distance from zero. So if you're given a question like this one, where it just wants you to evaluate, all you're doing there is you're simply plugging in the given number. So here they're saying m equals 4. We're just going to put that in for m and then evaluate the problem. Okay, really simple. Evaluate, same as earlier when we evaluated expressions. So go ahead and try this one. Take a second, pause the video right here, put x equals 2 in, and evaluate the problem. Go ahead and pause the video now. Alright, you've unpaused, and hopefully when you evaluated here, you got 18 as your answer. If you didn't, erase it, try again. The odds are you probably made a mistake with sign. Remember, absolute value makes everything positive. Okay, well, makes everything within the absolute value positive. The margin of error in the example at the top of the page, that's all the way up here, where we had margin of error. Margin of error problems are examples of how we use absolute value within word problems within math. Okay, so the distance between 66 and 69 on a number line is the same as the distance between 63 and 66. Like you guys obviously know that. There are three types of open sentences involving absolute value. So we could have the absolute value equals a number, the absolute value is less than a number, the absolute value is greater than a number. We right now are only going to look at the first type. You do a lot more with the other two when you get to algebra 2. So we're going to look at just equals when it's one or the other. Our answers, this is important, our answers in this section are going to look like this, where we have a solution set. When we're solving an equation, we're going to have, it would be x equals, and then it's going to be like this little brace guy. That's beautiful. -4 and 4. It's not parentheses. That's the big deal, because if it's parentheses, then it looks like an ordered pair. Okay. And the reason that's so is because if we put -4 in here, we get 4, and if we put +4 in here, we also get 4. Okay. So let's take a look. Key concept. I would always make sure I understand the key concept. These are the big deal things, okay? When solving equations that involve absolute values, there are two cases to consider. The expression inside the absolute value is positive or 0, or it's negative, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take an equation, and if we have to solve for both, okay? We have to solve for both. So take a look down here. What we do, if I say solve the absolute value of f plus 5 equals 17, then what we're going to do is we're going to solve for f plus 5 equals 17, and we're going to solve for f plus 5 equals -17, okay? Because it could be positive or negative. Then you solve, and you get two answers, 12 and -22, and we graph those right there, okay? Really easy stuff. So let's take a look at B. Here it's, we have -3, b minus 1 equals -3. This is the empty set, okay? This would be our answer here. This circle with a line through it, sometimes also represented by just the braces with nothing in there, because you can't get a negative from an absolute value. It's not possible, all right? So pause the video right here, get some answers for 2A and 2B. Go ahead and pause the video now and try that. Go ahead. All right, hopefully for 2A, you got y equals, and then we got braces, and we have -6 and 2, okay? And then over here, no solution, or the empty set, okay? Nothing there, because nothing can make a negative. Absolute value equations occur in real-world situations that describe a range. We hear this kind of stuff sometimes, where it could be maximum or minimums for a given problem. So for example here, snakes. The temperature of an enclosure for a pet snake should be about 80 degrees, give or take 5. Give or take is like the clue that there's going to be absolute value. So when we say give or take 5, the solution set is 75 and 85. The maximum and minimum temperatures are 85 and 75. No problem, because it asked us just for the maximum and minimum. Easy stuff there. So if we take a look here, right here, ice cream should be stored at 5 degrees Fahrenheit with an allowance for 5 degrees. That's our, same as the give or take, okay? Write and solve an equation to find the maximum and minimum temperatures at which the ice cream should be stored. So let's use T for temperature. I'm going to help you with this one. T is the temperature, and we're going to subtract 5 because it's the difference of 5, okay? An allowance of 5 means difference, so we're going to subtract it, and that should equal 5. All right, so there's our equation. You solve it. Pause the video right here, solve it, and give me the max and min temperatures. Go ahead. All right, so you've solved, and hopefully you got T equals 10 degrees or 0 degrees, and those are the max and min. All right? When you're given 2 points on a graph, what you can do, so if I were to give you now just this graph, you can write an absolute value equation from the information given. So this is from 11 to 19. So what we do is we find the middle point. The middle point is right here at 15. So the number, how we get 11 and 19, that's x minus that 15, okay? Minus that middle number, and that gives us the allowance on either side, the give or take part, okay? So let's take a look. We'll do this one together. What's the middle of 27 and 17? Well, that's 22, okay? So we're going to do x minus 22, the absolute value of that, and then it's the distance from here to here. So that's 5, okay? No problem, all right? So x minus 1 or t or c or p or q or whatever. And that's it, guys. That's it for the notes today. Real simple, real brief. I would like for you to take a look at these practice problems right here. Try a few of these. Make sure you understand what you're doing. If you don't, you'll have questions when you come in. Don't forget, quiz next time. You're going to want to study. If you didn't get one of the sheets with more practice on it, you want to swing by my classroom tomorrow and do that. That would be fine. Quiz next class. See you then. Bye.